Hi everyone, this is Jenny Lee Braun with Offbeat Premedia, and today we're going to be talking about the bullet hack. So I call this a bullet hack because there is no way in PowerPoint to set two paragraph styles in one box unless you use bullets. I have found a really great way to get type formatted fast in PowerPoint once you've set up your master pages. There's a little bit of an issue in that it's just not easily visible to the user on what to do. So if you're sharing this template with someone else, you need to make sure that you do great documentation or training. I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit more technical, so if you want more information on why I call it this way or my thoughts on it, check out my blog post. But let's dig into it now to find out more about what to do. So I'm going to go up to my top of PowerPoint here, and I'm going to go View, Master, Slide Master. And I'm going to come in here to my master pages and just make a new layout within one of my masters. So it has my formatted type. I'm going to actually pick up my two titles from this slide so I don't even have to redo that. So I'm going to copy my master title and my master subtitle slide. Come in here, click this one, delete it, and hit paste. And by default, PowerPoint paste in place. So that's really nice and helpful. So if I come here to insert placeholder, you notice that we really only have two kinds of text. We have text and vertical text. We don't want vertical text. So I'm going to place a text box. And by default, we get a bulleted list. So let's say that you don't want a bulleted list, right? You just come in here, you turn off the bullets, and you can even delete all this other stuff. And now you have a master text styles box. So what you can do though is come here, and depending on how many different types of formatting you need, you can just edit these differently, just like you did with a bulleted list. So I'm going to start. If you guys have seen my other video, you know I do not like the default settings for text boxes. So actually let me redo that. We can right click and go to format text, or we can just click it and hit Command T or Control T on a PC. Come down to the text box options. Make sure Do Not Autofit is on. Because I've already been working in this document, that is clicked to Do Not Autofit, but by default PowerPoint is going to say Resize Text to Fix Shape. We want to change that to Do Not Autofit in most cases so that your text doesn't shrink. You force the end user or yourself to copy fit instead. And we want 0 margins because that drives us nutty, right? So the point of these videos, again, I'm really gearing these towards people who are used to InDesign or Quark that are forced to work in PowerPoint, and we don't like those margins, so we're going to get rid of those. Okay, now because this was a bulleted list, if you'll click down on the second level, you'll notice that up here you've got an indent or an indent, right? Same thing on the third, fourth, and fifth. Because we don't want this to be a bulleted list, most likely you want everything to line up. You just want two different formatting styles. There are exceptions to that rule. I'm going to show you one in a little bit. So if you just trigger this by moving it a little bit and then moving it back, everything will be left aligned without the indents. So now let's say I change my font. So I'm going to change this to a bold. And then I'm going to change this one to a little bit smaller. Actually, let's go a lot smaller on all of these. If you wanted 3 different types of formatting, you could then do the third level. I only want 2, so I'm just going to leave these here. And I'm going to change this to 18. So now it's kind of like I have a paragraph header and a paragraph, right? I'm going to close my master, and I'm going to make this new layout. Or actually, I'm going to add a new slide that is that layout. Where did I put it? It's this one right here. So this is how you do the bullet hack. So here is my paragraph header. I'm going to hit return and type again. Here is my body copy, right? Now you select that type and you can do 2 things. You can either hit tab, or up under the paragraph in your home ribbon, there is a increase indent. Once we increase the indent, I just dragged. It changes that copy style, that formatting style. So I can come back. Here is my second paragraph header. Here is my... So what I could do is I can actually decrease this indent, and we have another formatting style. So you might be saying, why is that useful? I think most of you see it, but I have a great example. I have something on my clipboard. I'm going to hit paste. And this is just a quote from Alice in Wonderland. And I'm going to increase my indent. And now I have a beautiful slide for when you do have a lot of copy and maybe a header, but you don't need that huge slide header because it really looks like PowerPoint, right? I just need a header and I need everything to be centered. I think that's the power of this, is that when you have a header, a title box and a content box, you can't center them together. The boxes don't move. Yes, there are some things that you can do by bottom aligning one box and top aligning the next, but then at some point, if you have too many lines, you get a weird space. You can control your spacing this way. You can control the fact that they all center on your page, which is a much better design choice as opposed to doing something like, let's just go to my default basic content slide. So this is what most people would have done, is they would have said, here is your, I'm going to put the title up here. I'm going to delete the master subtitle slide, right? I'm going to delete the header here, and then I am going to take off my bullets. To me, this one looks a little bit better designed than this one. This looks like PowerPoint. This actually doesn't have to be PowerPoint, just by using the bullet hack. Another example of when that could be really useful, again, I'm using a very weird example. You guys saw this last week in my video, but we have these scripts that we set for printed pieces. I'm going to copy this script. I'm going to click in a script box that I have formatted, and I am going to paste without formatting. So I'm going to go paste special, unformatted text. Doesn't look that special, right? But if I come back and I hit indent, 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 and indent, I have now very quickly formatted a script. That's a very specialty thing for us. I wouldn't expect anyone else to be doing that, but you can maybe think of some examples in your workflow that you might. Really quick way to set multiple paragraph styles in PowerPoint without paragraph level formatting. Paragraph styles, that is. So if you have any questions, comment back on the blog. Thanks and have a great day, everyone.